So she is the networking queen, a powerhouse in the world of business coaching, and an inspiration to countless entrepreneurs. Today, I have the honor of welcoming Toni Harris-Taylor to my podcast, Franchise Forward. And I am your consultant, Nishant from Franchise to World. Well, welcome, Toni.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I am very grateful for the opportunity to talk to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. And just to tell my audience, Tony is not just a business coach. She is a certified networker, franchise owner, award winning speaker, and author, and the mastermind behind drastic results marketing and sales coaching. With a career of over 2 decades, Tony has transformed the lives and businesses of countless individuals by teaching them how to grow their network, build meaningful connections, and as she says, take drastic steps to achieve success. I am excited to dive into her journey, her strategies, and her wisdom today. Well, please join me in welcoming once again Tony, the incredible networking queen. Well, Tony, first of all, thank you once again. And my first question to you, the very first question is your journey as a business coach, a speaker, and franchise owner is incredibly inspiring. Can you share those sort of pivotal moments that shaped your career and led to where you are today?
There's a lot, but I'll just go with how I became a franchisee because it was a time when I was just about to hang up my entrepreneurial hat and get a job. I was interviewing for jobs, didn't want a job, but didn't know what else to do. And I had not found my unique value as a coach. I had spent 3 years being a reseller for a email marketing company, and they changed their compensation plan, and I was not getting ready to put my energy into that. And so when that happened, I started trying to figure out what made me unique.
Mm,
And a friend of mine who's a money mindset coach asked me, "What's your why?"
mhm.
And I told her, and she said, "Yeah, you've already accomplished that. You need a new why. You need a why that will inspire you to want to stay in business. Go create a new why and come back and tell me what it is." So I really did the soul searching. I'm coachable. So I did the soul searching. I wrote down everything I wanted to do, everything I didn't want to do. And what kept rising to the top is I loved connecting people.
Yeah.
But I just did it because I wanted everybody to win. I wanted, if you need to know somebody and you need to, I love putting people together. And she said, "Well, what would you need to do in order to get paid to connect people?" And I said, "I think I would need to start my own networking group." She said, "Why don't you?" "Absolutely not." "Oh, no." And I gave her 5 reasons. And one of the reasons was I don't want to start from scratch. I don't have time to start from scratch. I don't want to start from scratch. I'll just wait for these jobs to come through. And the following week, someone I had met networking, someone from Network in Action, she was a franchisee herself, called me and said, "You should be a Network in Action franchisee," and introduced me to the franchisor. And that changed the game for me. I realized networking was my secret sauce, my uniqueness,
Yeah.
what made me different as a coach. Nobody else is teaching networking the way I teach it. And then she gave me an opportunity, a franchise, which was a reason for me to keep going on my entrepreneurial journey. And what's interesting about that story, I believe it was all from God. And the 2 jobs I was waiting on, poof, vanished.
Yeah.
So,
What a way to start this conversation. You said, know your why, isn't it?
no,
So, my next question is sort of linked to what you just said, how you started your journey. So, networking, as you say, is a crucial element of business success. Yeah, and yet many entrepreneurs struggle with it. So, what are the common mistakes, according to you, that people make, and any piece of advice, or how should they avoid doing the mistakes that they make during networking?
Absolutely. So my book is called Show Up, Be Up, Follow Up to
Okay.
Blow Up. And the mistakes is in the message. Number one, they don't show up.
Okay.
Mistake number one, you don't show up.
Surely.
You talk yourself out of it. You'd rather sweep the floors than go to an event because you don't think it has value. You don't know who you're going to meet. You're unsure of who you are. So you don't show up. So the number one mistake people make is talking themselves out of showing up. And then there's more mistakes after that, but that's one. Number two, you don't be up. So when you show up, so you've gotten through number one, you show up, but then you sit in the corner on your cell phone,
Yeah.
or you don't talk to people, or you look a hot mess, so you don't make a good first impression.
Yeah.
And so the second thing is they don't be up. They don't have the right energy when they go. The third mistake and the biggest one, okay, you've shown up, you are up, so you have a good energy, you meet a lot of great people, and then you don't follow up.
Absolutely.
You might as well not have shown up. Because if you're not going to follow up, and honestly, what I teach is don't follow up, book appointments on the spot. And I know we'll talk more about that. But so those are the mistakes. They're not showing up, they're not being up, and they're not following up.
Absolutely. And it's a sin because you've made that effort, you've shown up, you've connected, but then you are not following up. So it's a sin according to me, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. It is so it's a waste of time. And the reason people then what happens is you do the first steps and no follow-up happens. So the next time it's time to show up, you blow it off because
Yeah.
there's no value in networking because people don't follow up. Well, are you following up? Waiting on someone else to follow up is like waiting for someone to put food on your table.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to put food on your table. You got to go get it and put it on your table. So, yeah, it's a sin. It is a sin. I like the words you choose.
Thank you. Well, again, I mean, so now that we talk about networking and the mistakes people make, so you've worked with a diverse range of clients, haven't you? So are there universal principles or strategies that you find, I mean, consistently that lead to success regardless of the industry?
Sure. Energy is so important. People say to me, I love your energy, and I'm 58 years old. I should be tired. So if you don't have good energy, check and see if you are truly in love with what you do.
Yeah.
So many people are trying to make a living, but they don't love what they're doing, making a living. So, yeah. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that you make real connections, that you're not there to sell people. That's the other mistake people make is they are trying to be salesy and they're not making real connection. Once you make connections and build a relationship, sales come, but they try to sell before there's a connection and then it falls flat. So, yeah.
Yep, so true. I mean, sales is a derivative, isn't it? So can you talk of a time, Tony, when you took a drastic step that was outside of your comfort zone? I already know you've been taking this step of drastically changing people's lives, businesses. But if you can sort of share your personal experience of any step that you quick came out of your comfort zone, and what was the outcome, and what did you learn from that experience?
So drastic is my brand because it's who I am. If I'm not taking drastic steps, I'm not making progress.
Yeah.
So I one of the things I'm proud of as a coach is that I am willing to take those drastic steps even before they do, so that I can come back and share with them. So, most recently, my biggest drastic step was putting myself in franchising as a coach, marketing myself to the world of franchising. Why was that drastic? I'm going to be honest and transparent. Number one, there's not a lot of brown people in the rooms, not a lot of brown women, and not lot of brown people, period, in the rooms that I'm entering in. So I'm an outsider. Many of the people in franchising have been in franchising for years and they know each other already. And I'm inserting myself into this world, and I'm proud to say I had the courage to do it, and it's working out fine, which is how you and I got here. But if I would say anything today, that is one of the most drastic things that I have done in order to grow my business. So I'm now making a name for myself in the world of franchising. And it's not comfortable. You and I have personally have had the conversation about going into rooms that frankly are all white. And if you've never been in that situation, you don't understand the courage it takes,
Yeah,
the drastic mindset it takes to go into a room where you feel like on the inside you might not be welcome. And
absolutely.
this is why having the show up, be up, follow up philosophy is so important, because you got to know you add value. Otherwise, if you are thinking, you're just average, I know I add value. I know what I teach changes people's lives. And frankly, and this is not an arrogant statement, this is a confidence that I know if I'm in a room, I can change their lives. I know that. I
Yes.
can make a connection for them to somebody, a person, place, or thing they did not know.
Yeah.
They don't know that yet. And the drastic step is getting in those rooms to share that.
Yeah.
So that's currently my biggest drastic step. But I'm always doing something drastic, Michonne. I'm never gonna play it safe. It's just not my MO. And in fact, if I'm not doing something drastic, I feel like, well, let me go create something, which is
Absolutely.
coming up for 2025.
Well, I can tell you from my personal experience as well, because I used to always say, and to myself when I think about planning things, I say I want to try something new, and so I have changed this to saying I want to try something drastic now. The way you say drastic, right? So that's something even I've learned from you out of all the experiences and interactions that I've had so far.
So
Yeah,
here's the thing.
yes,
You're going to, so thank you for telling me that. You just made my point. When I show up in rooms, I change people's lives by changing their thinking, and they get drastic. And then you'll be able to teach your children to be drastic,
absolutely.
your clients to be drastic. You'll be able to, so my drastic message will spread and has spread globally because I taught you.
Yeah, that's right. So, aside of business now, something I really wanted to ask you, and I had kept this specifically, after we discussed a bit of business related questions. So your energy and passion are visible in everything you do. Uh, my question to you is, how do you stay motivated and maintain your drive? Even I'm sure you must be facing your own challenges, like I know some personal challenges that you're facing over the last week. How do you keep yourself motivated?
Because it's not about me.
Mhm.
My business is not about me. My business is about helping other people. And I will be honest and say my work is a distraction from life. Yes, life is life and for all of us. So I pour myself into my work as a distraction from life. But honestly, if I was focused on me, I wouldn't show up.
Yes.
But my business is about meeting people that I can change their life. And I'm passionate about that. So, how do I stay motivated? I'm motivated by, I'm driven by meeting new people. Um, I'm motivated by money. I'm not even going to lie. I like the sale, I like the deal, I like to close. Um, but I'm also very motivated by who can I help next? Who can I serve next? And then the money will come. I sing a lot. I sing a lot. Music keeps me motivated. When I am in the dumps, I put on some music, I dance, I sing. That helps me tremendously. I have a great circle of friends and family. So I will rely on my friends. My
Yeah.
clients become my family. So um, I did have a rough week this week, and I called one of my clients who's now become a friend, and I just unloaded on her. And my clients respect that because I know on the surface, I look like I got it together. The photos I show you, by the way, on social media, I only show you what I want you to see. Y'all understand that. People only show you what they want you to see. They don't really show you a lot of their dirty laundry.
Sure.
But um, so anyway, that's how I stay motivated. It's not about me. The focus is on the people I serve, and because of that, that makes me show up.
Yep. So true. I mean, it's motivating for me as well because, like I always say, I get excited, I get the kick when I see I help somebody in their, somebody achieving their business dream, getting into the franchise business. That's a big exciting opportunity for me. So that what's keep me going as well. So, Tony, with this, if you could give one piece of advice to all the aspiring entrepreneurs or franchisees, or maybe people who want to get into business, who are not sure where to start, what would it be?
The answer is networking, period.
That's all.
Networking solves so many business problems. It solves for hiring people, it solves for selling, it solves for getting money because people in your network can introduce you to people who can get you money. It solves net the you, but you've got it's a learned strategy. So the answer is learn how to network. And it is not just showing up to events, passing out cards, and dropping your name in chat on a virtual call. It is about building relationships. So, that advice, and no matter what the business is, you got to have relationships to survive entrepreneurship.
Absolutely, so true. And any future goals or future projects that you would like to share with my you viewers so that what you are up to next?
Yes, you heard it first on Nishant's show, 2025. I am launching the Global Multicultural Franchise Connectors Association.
Well, exciting. I can.
Huge, huge. And it is nobody else in franchising is doing this. It's going to be global for real.
Sure.
It's big. But basically, I am connecting the world of franchising to the world of entrepreneurs. They don't know about each other.
Sure.
And I am going to be the bridge to drastically connect multicultural communities to the world of franchising. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, on that
I'm
note,
not announced that publicly. So Yeah, it's big, big, big.
Well, so, on that note, I would say thank you so much, Tony, for all the insights, all your valuable tips. I would say it's always a learning experience interacting with you, and it was an honor for me to have you on my show. I'm sure my viewers out there, everyone who is going to see this episode will get benefited. They would follow the tips that you've given them. And I always tell them, keep pushing your franchise ownership dreams. But this time I will say, keep working drastically to push your franchise ownership dreams.
I love it. Let me just congratulate you. I know that this show is drastic. I put out a video challenge and you are getting better and better. And the message is when something feels drastic, just do it anyway. Feel the fear, move forward, and it's amazing what happens. So,
Absolutely.
congratulations to you, sir. I'm impressed by you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, viewers, I hope you find this episode of Franchise Forward informative as well as inspiring. Well, Tony's journey is, in fact, not only inspiring, but gives you a food for thought that if you plan, if you want to make changes, if you want to succeed, you have to do steps which are drastic. Stay tuned for more such episodes of Franchise Forward. As I always say, see you on the next video when we talk of more of franchise world from franchise to world.